I only took one take.
Then if you do realize it, you raise the question, then what can I do? Now maybe there's another way around. Maybe that instead of solving these problems at the technical level, we could solve them at the psychological and spiritual level by so disciplining ourselves, by so doing something with ourselves, that we wouldn't be afraid of it anymore.
So yes, that's better. So yes, welcome to another episode of Shredded with a Life, and this is the one that a lot of you have been waiting for. I'm gonna stand up for it. This is the macro video. I'm gonna take you through my calories, how I'm breaking them down into the macros and why, and show you what I'm going to do with my carbs and fats to make this the most pleasant experience for something that most people think of as being a terrible experience. Well, it just doesn't have to be. There are a couple of things you're going to need to know before we start this video. Now, I've invested in a couple of things just so you're not like, oh, there's another bro trying to tell me how to diet like I don't know. So I've invested in one, a nipple cover, because the less nipples, the less distraction, and two, admit it, you take me slightly more seriously now. Actually, one more thing, let's get rid of this, and let's improve that sound a little bit. Get your notepad, get your pen, because this one is going to be a good one. So here we are, the macro diet, the diet many have been waiting for, and this is the breakdown that is going to allow you guys to make your own diet and do this series alongside me. Now, what you need to know beginning of this is, now the beautiful thing about macros and the beautiful thing that you need to know is the targets you're going to get set, or the targets you're going to work out for yourself, you can hit those in any way you see fit. Every single food has a protein, carb and fat content to it, and as long as it fits into your targets, as long as it fits into your targets, as long as you have that allowance left, you can eat it. That's right, I'm talking about all the things that most diets will say no to, like ice cream, like sweets, like biscuits, like chips, like eating out. With macros, all that goes away. But what you will learn is what feels good, what fills you up, what keeps you satiated, and also the fact that you are able to bank macros. Timings on this diet do not really matter, other than the ones I'm going to talk about with you. You can just eat as you see fit during the day. So if you want to go out with friends and eat, go out for a party and eat, you simply bank your macros, look at where you're going to go and eat, plan your meal and go and have it and enjoy. You gotta love science. And number two, you're going to need to weigh your food. Yep, you're going to have to do it, but you want to look a certain way, you want to take things a certain direction, then you got to put in some effort. Now, the way macro diets work is because you're going to hit macronutrient targets each day of proteins, carbs and fats, and to do that you're going to need to weigh your food to know what you're eating in each meal to be able to log it and hit your targets. I will be using one of these. No affiliation to anybody or anything, it's a good scale that I've found, and it's really good because it has like a micro scale and then a main scale on the top, and it does all of the usual things from grams to milliliters to some other things that I never use or care for. All it tells me is this: it's a smart way, dual platform, kitchen scale. Smart way, dual platform, a kitchen scale. If I can find a link for it for Amazon or wherever the hell I got it, it'll be in the description below. You can start this entire diet with just a kind of guesstimate of your lean body mass, or just using a simple online calculator to guesstimate your daily calorific intake. Calorific? It's caloric. Clearly the glasses don't make you any smarter, they just make you look smarter. The great thing about this is we're going to be monitoring ourselves week to week. We are going to be taking daily weights, and then we're taking an average of those 7 days. So remember that, day to day, we don't care. We log it and we move on. Fact. Log it, move on. They are disgusting. Just move that. Doesn't like being near that nipple, does it? The 7 day averages are what matter. So we weigh. So you weigh. So you're gonna weigh. So you're going to weigh yourself every day, and then you're gonna take an average of that 7 days. So you add up the total of your week altogether, divide by 7. That's your average. You are going to take average against average to dictate. You're going to take average against average to dictate whether you need to adjust your calories or not each week. If you drop, you stay the same. If you don't, you adjust. And it's as simple as that. Therefore, if you just get a good guesstimate of where you're at, the scales, the way you look in the mirror, they will then dictate whether you need to put calories up, take calories down, or whatever. It's as simple as that. Honestly, guys, don't overcomplicate it. Now I'm going to show you how I break down what I have found out about myself and what I'm going to be following. You can do exactly the same as this, follow it like for like, or you can flip to a bit more of a carb-loaded variation of what I'm going to show you, which is going to be a fat, what's the word? What is the word? It's multiple words. A predominantly fat-based diet. This is not keto. Just means that my fats are the most focused part of my calories, and then proteins and carbs. The reason I do this is because for me, personally, excuse me, mate, technical issues. Absolute nightmare with technical issues recently. This camera keeps dumping files as DAT files. The podcast, which is meant to be up every Monday, has just been a nightmare to get uploading because we've had uploading issues, technical issues, sound issues. I don't know what it is this week, but it's been going a bit So from this point on, technical stuff shall be overcome. Talking to you, not you at home, camera. You know what this is? It's probably not meant to be worn with some kind of stringer or racer back, is it? Timbuktu. Where was I? Yeah, so for me, the fat side of things is my predominant want for fuel because that keeps my mind okay. It stops me crashing out during the middle of the day. If I tend to go high carb, which I have done in the past, I tend to have crash out points during the day because my blood sugar levels are constantly modulating up and down depending on when I get to eat. And due to my lifestyle, my timings aren't gonna be crazily specific. I'm just gonna really concentrate on eating and getting my food in by the end of each day and trying to balance it as best as possible. We're gonna break down the timings of everything that I'm gonna be doing, but there's only gonna be a real focus on the carbohydrate timings. The rest of it is just gonna be taken in as and when, as long as I hit my targets to the end of the day. That's all I care about. Carbohydrate timings are gonna be one of the things that I focus on during this, and that is gonna be the fact that I'm gonna pile most of my carbohydrates around my workouts. The reason I'm gonna do this is one, I'm gonna take in some simple carbs pre-workout to help me with energy and pump. Intra-workout carbohydrates to keep me flowing and keep my mind focused during the workouts. And then I'm going to have post-workout carbohydrates to make sure that I refill those glycogen levels and refuel the body ready for the next day. So that is gonna be the only real thing that is heavily timed during this cut. And I'm gonna be putting around about 70% of my carbohydrate allowance around that workout period. And it makes sense to do this because carbohydrates are needed when you're active, when that glucose is required. But when I'm sat and sedentary at home working on a computer, I don't need to be piling my body full of carbohydrates that aren't gonna go anywhere, are gonna make me feel like I need to do something. And then as they are utilized by the body, it's gonna then drop my blood sugar levels and make me crash out and feel like I'm gonna need to nap all the time, which is what happens to me. This is a very personal thing, and you can trial it and you can try it and see if you like it. If not, spread those carbs evenly through the day. Simple as. we go. Get your notebooks ready. This is where we work out the macros. I'm going to show you how I work mine out, and you can do the same with your own. So from the previous video, if you haven't watched it, check it out. Link for that will be in the description. But we're going to round up that body fat percentage to 11% because I was fasted on the day and a little dehydrated. I weighed in at 183.7 pounds, again fasted, so no food in me. And we're going to take away that 11% from that value, which leaves us 165 pounds. So that is my lean body mass. That's my tissues, organs, blood, basically body without any fat. So from here, we worked out that I need 3,200 calories to maintain that 165 pounds of lean body mass. So I want to come down to 3,000 calories to start with, because 200 calorie drop is enough for me to start losing weight. I drop weight quite easily. So from this calorie breakdown, we need to get our macros, which are protein, carbs, and fats. There are 3 macros which dictate our lean body mass to fat ratio. I'm going to be running a 30% protein, 30% carbs, and 40% fats ratio. I find I function better on a higher fat than a higher carb, because higher carbs, I need to eat a lot of them, and what they do is make me peak and then crash, and peak and crash through the day, which doesn't suit me because I have inactive periods and active periods. For somebody who is active all the time, a higher carb level might be better. For people who are sat down and working and have sporadic activity times, higher fats is going to help with the brain function. You're going to get less foggy and you're going to be satiated more, and you're probably going to be less sleepy because using carbohydrates and not moving is going to shut you down. Protein at 30% is well over my 200 grams that I tend to average and keep as a base level when dieting, so that is plenty. Protein is not as important, in my opinion, as the balance of these two. We only need enough of this to support the muscle we have. It's these two we need to control to get in the shape we want. Now we have these percentages in the calories, here's the rules you need to know. The important numbers you need to know. Proteins and carbs per gram are 4 calories. Fats, though, are 9 calories per gram. As you can clearly see, you're getting over double the calories from a single gram of fats as you do from carbs or protein. Now, proteins we're going to keep on their own. We're going to hit those as an independent. Carbs and fats are the ones that we want to be playing with more than anything. So from this, using these percentages, we can work out daily macro targets. Protein, 30% of 3,000 calories equates to 900 calories. We know that proteins and carbs are the same, and as they have the same percentage, they will also equate to the same 900 calories. 40% of 3,000 calories works out as 1,200 calories, which you can also work out by adding these two together and subtracting it from 3,000, because these all together have to add up to that 3,000. Thus, now we know protein and carbs, 4 calories per gram. Thus, if we divide each of these by 4, we will get the number of grams we need to hit on a daily basis for protein and carbs, which equates to, remember we're doing 900 divided by 4, 225 grams for each. So this would be our daily targets for our protein and carbohydrate macros. Fats, as we said before, because we learnt fats, 9 calories per gram. So we divide that by the 9, 133 grams of fat, 225 grams of protein, 225 grams of carbs, and 133 grams of fat. Now on top of that, there's going to be some daily habits that you are going to need to follow. Number 1, you are going to have to hit your overall daily targets. Every single day, this is going to be your goal. Hit those targets and make sure that they are on point. Now, you can be within, I'd say 5% of your ranges and be okay. If you're really struggling, 10% until you're able to dial it in or get used to it. Use the first week as a trial week. Don't worry if you mess up. Don't worry if you screw a day, overshoot, undershoot, mess up some weighings. It's not going to matter. Use that first week just to get things dialed in and get used to weighing your food and getting into the rhythm. Get ready then for the second week to hit it ground running. That's not the saying. Get ready to hit the ground running. If the ground's already running, we're in trouble, or you're in an earthquake. Number 2, have your food in stock. This is going to be a big one. If you're going to stay on track, you're going to need the foods in the house that you are able to eat. So my advice to you would be to get an online weekly shop, have a favorite selection, and just repeat that order. We're going to be going through a full grocery haul in one of the next videos, so pay attention to that. I'm going to go through all the foods that I order on a regular basis and how, but food in stock, critical. Don't get caught short. Number 3, weigh in at the same time every day. This is super important. You need those averages that you're taking over the 7 days to be as accurate as possible. So that means same time, same condition. Don't go and have breakfast and weigh yourself. Try and make it the same time from your last meal to the time you weigh yourself the next morning, and try and keep it as even as possible. This is why we do averages though, to remove those errors. If you're weighing yourself every single day and looking at it and worrying, stop it right now. Nipple away. Number 4, eat mainly whole foods. Yep, it's true. You're gonna be able to hit your macros however you want, but the idea is to be healthy. So we wanna be hitting those micronutrients alongside the macronutrients. So we still wanna be getting in our vegetables, fruit, colors on the plate. The more colors, the better. Say nay to the beige plates. And last but not least, be consistent in your training and your cardio. These are 2 huge factors that are going to play a part in this entire role of you dropping fat and maintaining muscle. Your training needs to be on point because we need to stimulate the body to maintain the muscle and burn the fat. And that stimulus comes through aggravating the muscles, making them work, giving them stimulus, giving the body a reason to hold on to the muscle, give it a reason to keep it, and strip that fat as the energy source. Because if you don't, muscle's easy to break down. It's full of glucose that your body wants, and it'll chew it up. So that's it for the notepad. This is just one from me to finish this video. Remember why you are doing this. You're doing it for you, to achieve a goal, to get yourself to either the best condition you've been in, to get yourself in better shape than you're currently in, or you just want to have a fucking go. Don't let others' opinions sway you from this goal you are setting yourself. Just because you're going to put your food on a scale every time you eat it, and people are going to look at you and think that's extreme, ignore it. It's not extreme, it's sensible. It means that we can eat ice cream, toast, sausages, bread, ketchup, all the fun stuff while still looking great. They may look at you a little quizzical. They may even question why you're doing it. But in 12 to 16 weeks time, they're going to be asking you how you did it. If you've liked this video, please hit that notifications bell, give me a thumbs up, and hit me up in the comment section. Just comment, screw the algorithm, or titty titty bum bum, anything, just to feed the algorithm gods. And also hit that notifications bell to make sure you do not miss any of these upload. 1, it's going to keep you guys on track, and 2, it really does help the channel grow and this message spread to more people. So much appreciated for all of you that are doing that. And the next video, we're going to be covering my training, full breakdown on that, including the 3 rotational cycles that it's going to be going through throughout this entire prep. And then from there on, it's going to get digging, it's going to get deep, it's going to get vloggy, it's going to get lifestyle-y. We're going to be doing food hauls, we're going to be doing full days of eating, weigh-ins, physique updates, the whole shebang. And we're going to take you along for this ride, and hopefully many of you guys are going to come along with me. Hope you're all healthy, hope you're all safe. I know a lot of you have gone back into lockdown. Don't worry, use this time to focus on something you've been meaning to focus on but haven't had the time, because now you've got it. I'll catch you in the next video, and as always, make your own energy, and I'll leave you with a boom, baby!